Participant, I welcome all of you to the day 5 of our 1 week online short-term training program on AI for education and society. So today we have an eminent speaker, Professor Gaurav Samani from Central University of Rajasthan. He will discuss about a very interesting topic titled "Can we deal with AI in student submissions in academic perspective?" So before he start today's session, let me introduce Professor Gaurav. He is currently Associate Professor of the Computer Science Engineering at the Central University of Rajasthan. He earned his PhD from MNIT Jaipur, MTech from DAIICT Gandhinagar, and bachelor degree in IT from University of Rajasthan. He is an associate editor of ACM Digital Threat Research and Practice Journal. He has also served as an associate editor of IEEE Access Journal, also as an ACM distinguished speaker. His research work have been published in IEEE TNSM, IEEE Networking Letter, ACM CSUR, JISA, DI, JPDC, IEEE TDSC, IEEE Cloud Computing, FGCS, IEEE Cloud, and ComNet. Professor Samani co-edited one book in cloud computing and cyber security with Springer. He has received IET Brigadier ML Anand Award 2024, IEEE Technical Committee on Cloud Computing Rising Star Award 2021, Best Survey Paper Award 2020, II Young Engineer Award in 2020, Outstanding Review Recognition from JISA, Best Paper Award from ICISP 2015, UGC TRF Award 2015, Excellence in IEEE Branch Counseling, among many others. Apart from this, his research has been cited with more than 1950 times. He served as a keynote and co-chair at international conferences, Asia's Security and Privacy Conference in 2019, Cyber Security Track Chair at IEEE Indicon 2019, and keynote and territorial chair in ICISS 2016. He is a senior member of both IEEE and ASEAN. So with this short bio, I request Professor Gaurav Samani to start the session.
Thank you, Professor Panda, for this broad introduction of my work. I'm very happy to connect to this MMTC program on AI and education. I hope I am visible now as well as I'm audible.
Yeah.
So let me share my screen. I hope this is visible. Thank you. Apologies for this technical hiccup on audio part. Now I think we are on track. So welcome to this talk on a common subject for each one of us who are teachers. That can we deal with the AI in student submissions? I see that we are about to make a century of the members who are joining this talk. So I hope this talk becomes an interesting platform for discussion related to this very topic which each one of us is struggling these days. Can we deal with the AI in student submissions? I'm also a learner in this AI era, as we all are. So please feel free. I would like to, and I would keep this whole talk in an interaction and discussion mode. Please feel free. There is nothing which is final in this talk. Things are evolving, but I have experimented with certain directions in each of these areas that as a teacher or as a researcher, how do we deal with these student submissions which are coming every day to us, right? I'm sure that we have participants from multidisciplinary areas, whether it is science, engineering, right, technology, or maybe even arts, commerce. I'm keeping this in the common track, right? So let me go to the outline of this presentation. So we'll first see the very basic idea of assignments. Why do we give and take assignments? Why students should do assignments, right? What is the purpose? And we'll see some of the assignment submission methods. What are the worries and reliefs of teacher and students? You might know some of these tools which I will be discussing, like humanizers, AI detectors. We'll also look at handwritten assignments where students write the assignments through their hands and submit. Can AI be a helper or assistant providing feedback on the assignments which students do? How do we deal with learning with AI, right? We cannot avoid it, or can we avoid it? Let us check in this meeting. Can we have AI resistant assignments? Then detailing AI uses, and then finally we will do some conclusion and closing reflections. I know you have been delving into AI since last 1 week, so many things would be, those who are new to AI would be now much clearer. So we'll take that leverage in this talk. So purpose of giving assignments. I hope each one of us who are teaching from the combined experience, there are 107 teachers who have joined now, and I think if the average experience is 5 years, right, we have 500 years of experience in this talk. So what is the purpose of giving assignments? Why do we give assignments to students? Assignments, quizzes, right, as part of their teaching learning processes. I would be happy to hear from anyone. Please, brief comments are always welcome. Yeah. So Naveen sir has said to check how efficiently we have taught in the process. Okay. For evaluation and feedback. Reinforced learning. Okay. To assess the understanding of the concept, to develop understanding. Okay. Anything else? So there are few terms which have come up: evaluation, learning, yeah, skills, learning, evaluation. All right, so these are fine. Feedback is also another thing. This is a control system kind of a thing where students learn, we evaluate, we give them feedback, they improve, right? There's one more thing which have come up, that evaluation, segregation at times. Segregation is also there, right? This talk on AI, and I got a message from Otter AI that it is taking the notes of my discussion. It's all right. So AI is everywhere now. Okay, there are certain parameters which I have taken, and it covers almost everything which we have been discussing. Reinforce learning, develop critical thinking and problem solving, build essential skills, promote independent learning, improve performance, which is related to feedback, enhance concentration and discipline, prepare for exams, and provide feedback. I think there is nothing new on this slide. Everything which my fellow colleagues have mentioned is there, except there are few words which are here and there. Okay. Now, I ask another question here. So whatever assignments we have been giving throughout these many years, and recently within 2 to 3 years, are or do our assignments serving these purposes now? That learning, similarity. Plagiarism issue. Okay. Sites are moving, I guess. Slides are not moving.
No.
Am I on the first slide?
Yes.
That's the issue. Please check now. Is it moving now?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you for pointing this out. Uh, all right. So I did this outline, and now I'm on this slide, the purpose of giving assignments. And there was a discussion. There are many fellow colleagues who have responded to this. Now I'm saying that are we serving this purpose? Purposes are fine. Whatever assignments you are giving these days, from last many years you have been teaching, from last whatever number of years you are teaching, things have changed, things might have changed. So what do you think? These things are happening, their performance is getting improved. Are you able to provide them feedback? Are they preparing for exams because of your assignments? Are your assignments building their essential skills, critical thinking or problem solving? Do you reinforce learning to them by giving the assignments? Any emojis are fine if you cannot respond. Involvement with the subject matter. Okay. So we now have some idea, but I think we are missing on the very important gist of the discussion, that these points may not be met these days, the way we are giving assignments and the way students are submitting the assignments and the way we are evaluating those assignments. Right? The delivery is happening at three places. You are preparing an assignment, students are reading it, preparing a response, the response is coming to you, you are checking that response and giving the feedback. Now here, in between, one new party has come up, AI, right? So this party is not an assistant to student, it can also be an assistant to a teacher. For mass assignments, for mass assignment correction, for the assignment to segregate the performance. In large classes, let us say 200 or 300 classes, you use the assignment to segregate the performance. Your purpose may not be giving feedback or improving their performance. In a way it happens, but your purpose is segregation. Your purpose is to grade them, evaluate them, and classify them into A, B, C, D, E, or whatever way it is. So how, and it is nothing new. The assignments or exams are there for this purpose, and one of the purpose is segregation. So let me move to the next point. How do we receive assignments? So receiving assignments can be in multiple channels. You may be receiving assignments through LMS, learning management systems like Moodle, Classroom, or any other Moodle you may be using. These assignments may be coding assignments, projects, right, where students are submitting their reports, they may be submitting their answers. They may be even submitting through emails. Maybe they are coming to your office and submitting it to you or your teaching assistant. These may be handwritten assignments. These may be handwritten and scanned assignment, right? So some of the options which I could think of: handwritten hard copy submission, soft copy submission over LMS, email, Google Classroom, handwritten assignments scanned and submitted over LMS, email, Google Classroom. So these are two different things. One is typed and submitted, then handwritten and submitted. Then there can be in-class assessments. Many people think that we can evade EI by doing this. In-class assessments, oral exams, project-based work. Right? Though there are issues like scalability. In very large classes, how do you scale them? Because in many courses, like especially in engineering or in courses like where classes are very large, these things are there. Any other mechanism you are using for the assignment submission other than this, which I have not covered? Or everything is covered here? I think almost everything is covered here. Please let me know if anything else is there. Now, teachers worry because of AI. Teacher is worried about some of the things. What are those worries? Are the assignments submitted, they are AI generated? How will the evaluation be impacted? A student who used AI to write the answers, a student who did not use the AI but did a lot of hard work studying things, how will it impact the evaluation? How will I compare an AI submission with an NI submission? AI is artificial intelligence, NI is natural intelligence. So how do you compare two papers submitted by two different students? One with the AI and one is with the NI. How do I make questions which are AI resistant? Can we make questions which are AI resistant? If one can make, how do we make them? Should I motivate them to use AI in assignment? Can teachers ask students or motivate them to use AI as much as they can? This may sound absurd, but maybe we need to do this very soon. So there is a term known as prompt engineering, which I'll be discussing in the second half of this talk. That should I allow students to use AI in their assignments? What about uses of AI in research? We may have a lot of research scholars working with us, masters, PhD, right? What to do with AI in research? Now, the last 2 points, I hope, please read them carefully. Where is learning? And second thing is, you may not like this question, even I don't like this question. Do they trust teaching anymore? Do students trust teaching anymore? This question, I'm not seeking any answers, but you have been doing, this teaching in your classrooms. Do they trust teaching anymore? Because post-COVID, mobile phones are very common, laptops are very common in the classrooms, whatever you are teaching. Because the primary thing is teaching, then comes the evaluation, and in between comes the assignments. So where is the learning, and do they trust teaching anymore? These are the 2 questions we should seek answers to. Anybody would like to comment is fine here. Is there any other worry a teacher have in this AI age? Please comment. Or whatever I have written, is it sufficient? Because these are certain things which every teacher is thinking these days while checking copies, evaluation, assignments, lab report, that whether it is done by the student, by somebody else, even in the research papers, conferences, journals, we are very much worried about these days. So we started from learning, came to assignments, came to evaluation. Now these are the worries of a teacher, because teacher wants to do fair evaluation. Feedback is not there on this slide, because right now the teacher is in dilemma whether the assignment submitted is partially AI, fully AI, partially NI, fully NI. We don't know. Okay, so teachers' relief. Worry also brings certain relief. Yeah, there is a question. Lohita ma'am has. One more thing is the dependency on AI entails long-term loss of critical thinking skills. Okay. So teacher is thinking that my students who are using long-term, who became dependent on AI may lose the critical thinking skills. Right. Now, teacher's relief. Is teacher also a bit happy with the emergence of AI and its involvement in teaching learning processes? So teacher may be somewhat relieved. Let us look at certain ideas which teacher might be thinking. No offense to any teacher. These are certain general things which teachers may not be using. Let AI create questions. Let AI correct submissions. Let AI identify whether the submission is AI generated or not. So teacher is giving the task of teaching, and evaluation, question preparation, identifying whether it is AI generated or not. These three are: can teacher give them AI, and finally using AI to understand a topic, an area, or state of the art. This is also a quick teaching rehearsal or quick state of the SOTA analysis that I'm going to teach today this, or I'm going to plan these lectures. We are going to do this in the lab, and then using AI to understand a topic, area, or state of the art. So teacher is getting a relief through this AI edge. These are the few things. There might be more actually, but these cover the bigger umbrella that from teaching to question to submission to mass correction, mass assignment checking can it be done through AI. So this is teacher's relief, the AI age. Anything else a teacher is able to do because of AI? What is students' worry or relief? Student also has a lot of worries and relief, right? Many times we think that student is happy because AI is there, right? So a summary of whatever ideas are there. Everything is there with AI. Student may assume, might have assumed, a majority of them might be thinking today that everything is there with the AI. Why to learn when I can ask and get? Who reads the submissions and assignments? Who means student may be skeptical whether the teacher is really reading the submissions and assignments. I'm using AI, but my friends are using, I'm using NI, but my friends are using AI and getting better marks, grades, appreciations. This is a very strange thing, but this is happening. AI told me more than the teacher told in the class. Do we even need classrooms? This question is directly related to teachers' worry. We saw teachers' worry, right? Do we even need classrooms? Even the teachers use AI to generate assignments and prepare lectures. I just took the help from AI, and the assignment had some components which required my active role. So the last one is little, on the positive side, you may say. I just took the help from AI, and the assignment had some components which required my active role. Yeah. So student is worrisome as well as has some relief. But are we not seeing what is happening right now? Let us look at this slide very carefully. You may feel that if student is thinking these 8 points, are we making student go far and far from the teacher student overall cycle interaction? Because he or she might have developed a better grasp on AI tools, that whenever I ask a question, it straight away gives me the answer. Maybe answer is partially correct, incorrect, or correct. This might also happen with the physical teacher, right? This is why they ask the question, everything is there with the AI. Why to learn when I can ask and get? And most importantly, who reads the submissions and assignments? I don't get any feedback on the assignments, right? Whether on the other hand, AI gives me the feedback. If I write a code and ask the AI to improve the code, it improves it, right? If I write an essay, write a summary of the paper, write answers, it does everything. And it is readily available. So one more relief is readily available 24/7. Are teachers available that way? This is another concern. And somebody using AI and somebody not using AI, they may be getting unfair evaluation, right? Because fairness is one of the key idea in teaching, but how do you achieve fairness when the submissions are not fair? And we do not know whether AI is fair or not in the assignment submission. We are not clear. We are still developing, evolving, discussing, and these things are happening. Students, when they write assignments, they may think that teacher maybe using certain tools or through his own wit and smartness, may identify that the assignment uses AI. Right? So there are tools like humanizers. You know what humanizers are? So you write AI text, you use the text from AI and ask another tool to make it more human like, more human readable. Students may use this so that whatever detection tools you are using for AI detection, they may not work. In addition, students mostly make grammatical mistakes, typos in their assignment submissions, or other errors. Right? These humanizers can also introduce these errors. You see that whatever we are thinking in our mind today, there are tools available to help a student or anybody to even make mistakes. So you can ask humanizer to make certain mistakes so that the assignment looks like a student assignment, right? So what is a humanizer? So a humanizer is primarily a digital tool that rewrites text generated by AI to sound more natural, engaging, and authentic, like a human wrote it. Often to evade AI detection systems, some popular ones I have tried few. So these three you might be interested in using it. You may write your own text, your own submission, and ask it to make it humanize. Ask it to create certain errors. Right? Those things can be done. I hope this screen is visible. I have taken a screenshot. The websites are also opened up. You can also open the website to check this. Clever AI Humanizer. There is some text which I took, and this text is was written by an AI writer. Maybe GPT I used, and then I asked it to make it human-like, right? So it did certain changes. You can see the changes are there in the language. Right? You know, culturally we all write differently, especially in Indian context. We write differently. This is our way of writing, right? Natural English speakers, they may write differently. So I think we are also in the line. Soon those tools will also be available that give an Indian flavor to the English which I'm writing. But right now, whatever I'm seeing here, that they have made it human-like. Now you have opportunity that you can, as a student, I'm thinking that I took some help from Chat GPT or whichever model, DeepSeek or Cloud or Gemini, to give me an answer to certain questions. The answers are there. Now I'm making them human-like. There are multiple tools available, and even you can make it more human-like, rehumanize. You know, writing style. You can see writing style casual. You can make it scientific, casual. Right, all such options are there. Look at this very interesting another work, Quillbot's AI humanizer. So this humanizer is, very interesting. This also does certain mistakes, right? It can humanize it, rehumanize it, make it concise, make it clear, right? There are multiple modes like basic and advanced, right? So this is another tool, very interesting. We should also use it. You can see the changes which have been done, right? Because it doesn't use very difficult English words or complex English words. Instead, it makes things easier, and there are mistakes which are also being carried out. Yeah. So there is a question by so what about AI score? Yeah. So there are tools which give AI score, right? And this AI score is based on certain ideas like what text may look like AI, what percentage of text may look like AI in a paragraph. Just I want to warn you that it may so happen that some text you write, you give it to AI detection tool, and it may show it as AI written, and you may say that no, this I wrote this completely. Why it is AI written. So there are multiple regions. Everybody has a different writing style. Even all the large language models behind these technologies, they're reading a lot from human written text, right? So I'm not saying that this AI score which is being generated or whatever humanization they are doing, because interestingly, if I tell you this humanized text, if I give it to AI detector, I know there are certain AI detectors which say this is AI, and there are certain which says it is natural, right? Whatever tools I'm showing, you should try them, and you will realize that these are not very, you know, from each individual's perspective, not very accurate. And this is also very natural, because these are learning based on whatever human feedback we have been giving, right? So AI score is just identifying which statements may look like AI, and then percentage score you are giving, right? Many tools like Turnitin and other plagiarism software also giving these scores. Very recently, I had a very long discussion with one of the library person who was very, on this, that plagiarism we are able to do. Now tools are also uh, now there are people who are using, there are students who are using AI, and how do we identify we should not allow AI? Then I use these tools in front of that person, that librarian, and I said that you write whatever lines you want to write, and let me check whether it is AI or not. So on certain tools, it was showing that there is 90% AI uses, 80% AI use, and in certain places it was natural, certain places it was 50%. So there are different tools, different algorithms. Right now, we are not in the state where we can say that a student submission, if a tool says it is AI written, you can directly discard it, because we cannot fully rely on these AI detection tools or humanizers. Right? This is a small comment on that question. Another humanizer which is also free, these three, whatever I'm showing, they're mostly free. This is small SEO tools. So here also you write, it does plagiarism, grammar, paraphrasing, right? Paraphrasing is one common thing which students use, right? So this also does humanizing. It can also check the plagiarism, and you see that there are 97 words. The word count was less, now it is this, and it says that now it is written by human. Now, technically speaking, there is no human who is writing it, right? It's the AI tool which is making it humanized, right? So it's all right. AI detectors. So first humanizers for the student, and now AI detectors. Student may also use AI detectors after humanizing them, make certain errors through their own hands. Even teachers can use these AI detectors. Although I myself have questions related to the reliability and consistency across assignments is questioned, because I have used many AI detectors. So this undetectable AI, right? There is some text written here. I have copied this text from the previous slide, I guess, and it is saying that there is a 71% AI probability, right? And it's saying that I can humanize it. If you want, I can humanize it. It says that this red line is AI written, this green line looks like human written, right? So all the contents from GPT, Gemini, Cloudade, Llama, and others, it can check. So another interesting stuff, I did not want to show you a text which is written by human and then it is saying that it is natural. I just wanted to use this AI and human related text to check here. Now look at this text. It is saying that this is 99% AI probability. Right? Earlier it was this, now it is 99% probability. So consistency is not there. Any other tool or any comment on AI detectors you may be using? You may want to throw some light here. Yeah, Quillbot is there. Quillbot we have shown, right? We have shown Quillbot humanizer on the screen. I hope it is visible. Even it has its own AI detector. Okay. So first initial thing is okay that there is a humanizer and there is an AI. Now you can also ask the same tool to make certain mistakes, uh, and you can also give your previous assignments for learning as an example, that please learn from these assignments and write in my language. Think that you are me, and you are writing the assignment, now write in my language, and these tools write very carefully these assignments. Now, some of the teachers, even including me, and whatever discussions I have been doing since last more than 6 months, many times teachers feel that handwritten assignments is the final solution. My voice is breaking. Is it fine now? Is it fine now?
Uh,
So many times we feel that thank you. Many times we feel that uh, handwritten assignments are the final key to our success, right? We will beat AI through handwritten assignments, right? And I also have been experimenting with this. That whenever I give surprise quizzes or assignments in the classroom or in the laboratory, being a computer science faculty, we have these labs. So I try that whatever I assignment I'm giving you, you need to do this right now and submit me on the paper, or submit me the scanned copy of the paper over classroom, or submit me the scanned copy of the assignment over email, right? All such things are there. So let us look at this website. Maybe some of you might have already used it, and I find it very intriguing, and it feels happy. I feel happy as well as sad at the same time, that you ask the tool to learn your handwriting, and once it learns your handwriting, you ask it to write the answer in your handwriting. You can also use different kinds of templates of your answer sheet. So the handwriting learning thing, these APIs are also available on GitHub, where you may be using different kinds of previous handwriting skills. So you ask the AI to learn them. Even you can use their fonts to teach this hand text AI. It can learn your handwriting fonts and write assignments in your handwriting. Now that copy looks like mostly look like a scanned version of your handwritten copy. So what to do with such tools when handwritten assignments are also being generated through such tools? Look at this one. This is text-to-handwriting.in. So there are styles. You can add elements, right? You can keep what kind of paper you want. You can even upload custom handwriting, and it will write in the handwritten document. So I think from where we started from teaching, evaluation, fairness, to where we have come, that the tech is helping in even writing the handwritten assignments. I know certain projects where even physical pens which are motorized, so there is a robo which is handling the pen, and it writes in your handwriting if you allow them to learn your handwriting, and they can generate the assignments on the physical pen and paper in your handwriting. Though they may not be that much precise at today's time, but I don't think it will take more time to write accurately in your handwriting by a robo, right? So this is another tool. I can take certain questions because I'm seeing there is a lot of chat coming up. Sir, what ethical challenges arise from using AI detectors in academia? And text AI accessible, right? So concerning the logic, so sir, I allow students. Yeah, this is. Sir, I allow students to refer to summaries that in the AI. They aren't allowed to copy paste on AI. Many students I have seen that they have not realized they could not think of anything to write about without writing. They were experiencing that they are not using it. Now they can essentially make sure not to use it. Okay. So this first question is very important. Ethical challenges arise from using AI. So students are realizing the copy pops using AI. That's all right. Uh, so ethical challenges we are still delving into, right? So see, there is a technology part of AI which works on the where we have concerns related to privacy, even concerns related to intellectual property, concerns related to authorship by AI, right? Because AI is helping you in doing all these things. You are continuously talking to AI. I am a person of cybersecurity, so I have some other concerns I guess available there. But specifically, if you focus on this talk, today's talk, so the first challenge, ethical challenge, is coming from the perceived learning and plagiarism, right? That is coming up. If you are sharing your research details to this AI tools to learn, because AI is learning, it is saying in terms and conditions that I am learning from your feedback, right? So your research results might also get mixed, right? We learn such things. On the teacher's part, we are ethically not able to decide what is coming in from the student side, right? I am just right now I'm forgetting about teaching, learning, evaluation. Right now focusing on assignments. I'm not able to even decide which assignment is which, right? So the ethical dilemma, which is about fairness in evaluation, is the first one. Second, plagiarism is of course, and third thing is, please don't focus on these AI tools for detecting AI, right? This is my own submission. For a single paragraph, you check 10 AI detectors, they will give you different AI scores. So these concerns are there. We need to wait for a little more time, right? And decide on these AI policies. Let us not be in a hurry or take first mover, second mover advantage across the globe. But we have made the AI policy first. That doesn't help a student, right? So this is just a small comment from my side. Dr. Ramakrishna said, sir, concerning and logically asking you using AI in all the level. Why plagiarism? Okay. So I'm not mixing plagiarism with AI, right? There are two separate things. But the research journals or research societies are not able to decide at the moment that can because AI is creating knowledge. It can generate new knowledge, right? Generative AI. So can we say that it is the AI generated content is AI authored? Can we make AI as an author in our paper? There are incidents like this. There are people who are continuously discussing. There is no final conclusion though. So if a student says that I took the help from AI and I am asking the AI to be my third author, second author, first author, whichever, right? And it is not plagiarism because it is a new knowledge generated by the AI. Right? So plagiarism is separate, right? Now there is a comment from Ms. Ujjani that she's using some kind of she did some communication with students that without referring to AI you do these assignments, and they are not using AI 100% for their work. So this is just a instruction, right? So you always give instructions that don't do that, don't do that. If students follow all those instructions seriously, then there is no issue. But that doesn't happen, right? Not always this happens, and we are always worrisome that whether they have used it or not, right? So either we should come on this side that let them use it. If you say that they cannot use it, then I'm not saying that AI tools are bad or they are good, but at times in many fields, they may open up new directions. Right? So AI assisted education, I'm not, completely against it, right? So, but this is fine. This comment makes sense that students may be following these instructions carefully, because feedback on assignments by AI. Can AI help me in my assignment feedback, my checking? Can it say that my assignment is proper, improper, where I should improve? So I'm going into a little positive direction now. It's like a lot of negatives I have talked about. So this one very interesting website students should use, even teachers should use it. Mark this for me. Uh, so you submit an assignment or a response to assignment. You can do this with any ChatGPT tool. There's no issue, right? And ask for feedback. So it can give you feedback. So you have found your AI companion for marking your work, upload your work, and get instant feedback. So there are a few lines I have just pasted from the tool itself. You can see the line. So simple overview of assignment criteria with feedback. There was an assignment on apples, right? So there are this 2.5 line written here. Apples are fruits that people eat. They come in various colors and flavors. Some may find them appealing, but others might not be too interested. John Doe, 2023. This is something which is written. Now what they have mentioned is assignment criteria. So I myself have told them that the assignment should be checked on these two parameters. Discusses the topic of apples with supporting evidence. In-depth discussion various apple attributes. And this is the assignment cover page. Now what are the positives and what are the negatives? This tool is telling you that your answer briefly mentions that apples are fruits that people eat and they have different attributes. You have cited John Doe, showing that you have spent time researching, which meets the criteria where your answer includes supporting evidence. Your grammar and spelling are satisfactory. Okay, what are the negatives? Your answer lacks substantive discussion about the topic to improve, explore various aspects of apples like nutrition, types, uses, and significance. While you have cited John Doe, more specific source information is needed, include details about research and Doe's insights. Right? So that there are some specific comments which this tool has made, and I think even if we have been evaluating these are more like a complete picture of positives and negatives, though more mechanical way. There are more tools like this. I have just shown you one. Learning with AI. Can student learn with AI? There are so many thousands of tools are available. I just wanted to make sure that suppose you are giving them resources, certain PDFs, research papers, books. Can they learn with the help of AI by the resources you have provided? Certain resources which AI can help them with, and they initiate their learning. I hope you have seen this website, Learn Your Way with Google.com. Right? So you can see on the bottom wait list, upload your PDF. You can upload your PDFs, any papers, books, right? And then this tool will read those PDFs and will become your companion in learning the subject matter. It can create small movies for you, slides for you, audio for you. There are so many very interesting things you should check. Look at this website's first page. So there are various areas like economics, history, sociology, biology. Computer science is also there. Right? All such subjects are there. If you go in inside them, it will have detailed syllabi, number of books. Then you say that I want to study computer science, data structures, specifically the sorting algorithms, preliminary sorting algorithms. Can you create a video and show me how do I deal with it? Now I'm not able to see the video. I don't want to see the video. Can you make an audio in this language so that I can learn such things? Can you create a flowchart? Can you create certain slides based on that book? All such things they are able to do. Very, very interesting tool, evolving, but there's a lot of teaching, learning cycle being used in different subjects. Learn your way with Google. Another essay feedback is you create your assignment, submit it, And you can use the custom rubric as well as you use the generic rubric, and you will get the feedback on this website here. Some more you can use Almanac AI, NIM Video, and Cloud. Cloud is very popular, especially for computer science people, even other subjects also. This can even write code for you, create complete software installer, right? From the scratch it can write. Now I'm coming to the third part of our discussion, designing AI resistant assignments. Uh, uh, because I want to make it again a bit interesting. So I'm open to any comment here. How do you create AI resistant assignments? Anybody may, you can speak or write on the chat. Do you have any idea how do you create AI resistant assignments that student will not be able to use AI because my questions are in this manner? You can even speak, there is no issue. Any idea is fine, right? Whatever I'm showing is the truth, is not true. You know, we are evolving. Please go ahead. Have you tried that student will not be able to use AI because I am doing this in the questions? I'm asking them to do this task in this manner. Any idea would help. Okay, let me move. So there is a very interesting paper by Russell Johnson from Divinity School. He said in this letter, the title of the letter is on ChatGPT, a letter to my students. He wrote a letter to his students. I hope this is visible, and I request each one of you to read this small paragraph. The reason why I insist you to do writing assignments like this is that they give you valuable practice discovering insights and communicating them to others. So there are two portions: discovering insights, communicating them to others. Both the things are important in learning assessment, right? Reading texts closely, encountering a problem, developing a plausible interpretation, and persuading readers of that interpretation. These are the steps one must go through in order to write a good paper. Going through these steps again and again makes us clearer thinkers and better communicators. Very interesting. He wrote this letter after AI is booming to students, that why they should be writing their assignments to their own hands, right? No, but this is all right. This is motivation, right? This is training part. This is awareness campaign, and let us look at certain AI resistant assignment ideas. I'm not saying that this is the final answer. There are certain additional ideas which may also work. Break up large writing assignments into smaller constituent parts. For instance, for a research paper due at the end of the quarter, incorporate time for in-class exploratory thinking and writing. You may wish to collect samples of students writing to get a sense for how they write. Assign students to submit a topic and draft thesis for your feedback. Have students develop and submit a literature review and outline. Meet with students briefly to discuss their progress. This is very important. Ask students to provide feedback to one another before submitting the final drafts, if possible. So again, you're asking them to provide get peer feedback. Allow students the opportunity to revise and resubmit following your final round of feedback. So can we give 3 times feedback in assignment? If yes, then your class is scalable. You can do that. If it is not, then the scalability issue will come in this AI resistant thing. You may also ask students to complete these tasks using Google Docs or Microsoft 365, so you can refer to the version history if desired. You can check when they edited, what portion they edited, right? So this is one way, but this requires a lot of human involvement. That student should do everything in front of you in class activity, then your feedback, then peer feedback among students, then there is a chance of revising the assignment and again submitting. Let me go a little broader. Some more strategies. Going medieval, reintroducing traditional pen and paper assessments, though I know that we are worried about even handwritten assignments, but it's all right. In front of you, if the students are writing, this is one way. But remember that, are we not forgetting the proper purpose of teaching and learning? Are we not doing some kind of policing that they should write in front of you? The time is limited, right? They can only write some work in front of you. Your classroom hours, discussion hours, interaction hours are limited. So going medieval is one strategy. Emphasize originality and critical thinking. Now this is what I was asking you, all of you, that do you have any experience or designing an assignment that requires students to apply concepts to new situations, solve complex problems, or integrate multiple sources of information? Now one more thing is there, that if you want to make your assignment AI resistant, you discuss something in the class in some local setting examples you give, and those examples you again ask in the assignment and say that we discussed that example that day in the classroom. Can you decide? Can you discuss? Can you do these activities on that example? Right? This is more context-aware assignments. Right? So if these context-aware assignments are designed, they may help you a little bit AI resistancy. Use personalization. Tailor assignments and questions to individual students on current events. This is very interesting for small classes, mostly PG classes, research classes. Otherwise, for bigger classes, the personalization is very difficult. Personalization makes it difficult for students to find existing AI-generated answers or content that matches their specific assignment criteria. Incorporate reflective components. Ask students to include a reflection on their learning process, the challenges they faced, and how they overcome them. Oral examinations, process-based assessments, open book, open note, nothing new, already there. Incorporate peer review. Leverage technology for verification. Again, we need to use plagiarism or AI tool to recognize AI-generated content. I must tell you that there is a question mark here because nobody is sure about AI detecting tools to detect the AI in the text. We may force student to change their text again and again so that the text becomes useless, but it is AI, non-AI written, right? The gist of the text should not change. Test assignments with generative AI. Educate about the ethical use of AI. So ethical use of AI are, what are the ethical uses is we are still creating policies, right? Nothing is final. Even we are not sure how to teach ethics to these AI tools, right? So how will we do this with the students? Because ethical AI, we are still learning, we are still evolving, the governments are discussing, educators are discussing. Promote a culture of integrity, which we should always do. Experiment with cheating resistant assessments. Design assessments that are unique and context specific, making it challenging for third party services to provide relevant assistance. Again, these are tools related. You give this whole work to some third party that they will do this cheating resistant assessment, and then classrooms, relate to classrooms. So that is what more locally, more class oriented, more your own environment specific assignments you give. But this is not, this cannot be done in all the subject areas, I'm sure. Now, if you all agree with me that this is a complex problem, identifying AI in the assignments, humanizers, detectors, then this AI resistant assignments. If you all agree, and many institutions are thinking into this direction, that can we allow students to use AI? I go one step further. Can we motivate students to use AI? More and more AI they can use in the assignments. This will be reflected in their learning. They will do better. See, there are two reasons why we are doing the second part. Maybe we are not able to detect the AI in their assignments. Second is we cannot live without AI. If we agree on these criteria, we need to learn one new idea known as prompt engineering. Prompt engineering. Uh, Prompt is nothing but the question that you are asking to an AI tool, right? Now, my students are using AI. They continuously have AI on their mobile phone. Whenever any discussion is going on, they're using AI. Even in their daily life, whatever decisions they're making related to shopping, to deciding on something, deciding about a new field, deciding about a college, deciding about even the clothes they are wearing, uh, to food recommendations, they're asking the tool, right? The tool knows more than what their mother or parents knows about them. So I think this is a completely 24 into 7 to 365 companion with them. And whatever you do, they may not use AI in front of you in the classroom or laboratory setting, but they will be using it outside the class, right? And we are not sure whether it is wrong or right to allow them to use AI right now, at least at the moment. So can we go into a positive direction where we ask them to use AI? Instead of submitting the answers, we ask them to submit the questions. That whatever questions you have asked to AI to complete this assignment, send us the questions. More cleverly you ask the questions, more correct answer, clear, comprehensive, or even if the analytical questions you ask, the prompts help a lot. Whatever question you are asking is known as a prompt, so that prompt helps us a lot. Now, many institutions, including IIIT Delhi, are thinking into this direction, and they are allowing students to use AI and submit the prompts. By looking at the prompts, I can understand that how careful the student is, how intuitive, what kind of good questions the student can ask, and how the student is using the AI tool to identify the problem and the respective answers, how it is again asking the AI to change the answers, how it is giving the claims, supporting documents, supporting claims that can you change the answer this way because I'm not getting your answer in that direction. Please think about these criteria while giving your answer. Then the AI gives the answer. Then student says, no, you are going too far. Can you stay on this and then give me the answer? So many things can happen on the prompts. So instead of checking or correcting the student submissions, can we check their questions? You may not agree with this. Many people may have different ideas. Everybody's, is point is valid, but this is happening right now. Prompt engineering, right? I hope you have read this news article. So let me go into this direction, and I hope some of you might be interested in doing this because we need to do this. At least I have realized that this has to be done in the all the classes we have been doing at universities. So prompt engineering is the process of designing and refining inputs to guide generative AI solutions towards producing high quality, relevant outputs. You see, high quality, relevant outputs. Effective prompt engineering involves structuring input text to shape an AI model's responses. Without well-structured prompts, AI can produce vague or biased results. Like you cannot simply ask the question. The answers will be very broad, very detailed, into any direction. Otherwise, we want a very specific answer. Then we will focus on the prompts. Let me show you some of the prompt engineering examples. Please read the prompts and use cases in the applications. I hope you will get certain idea. The use case is condensing lengthy documents into concise summaries. There are so many documents. So I give it to AI, and the prompt which I am asking is summarize the key findings of the latest climate change report in 200 words. So there is a climate change report, maybe a big one. So I want you to give me the answer in 200 words. What does it do? assist professionals in quickly grasping essential information from extensive reports. Okay. Coming to second one, content generation, creating diverse content types from marketing materials to creative writing. Example prompt: compose a 150 word product description for an eco-friendly bamboo towel set, highlighting its sustainability and softness. See, this is a very interestingly crafted prompt. If a student is asking this prompt, we realize that he understands eco-friendly bamboo towel set and he is focusing on sustainability and softness. Right? Though this is into a different direction of marketing, but this is there. Third one is information extraction. Extract all the dates and locations mentioned in this event announcement. So there is a PDF, maybe a conference, workshop, maybe a long 15 days event. Everything is mentioned. I want to just focus on certain idea. So you are doing kind of data collection and event planning. Some more prompts. Look at the first prompt, question answering system. Use case is providing precise answers to user queries. What are the health benefits of a Mediterranean diet? Enhances customer support by delivering accurate information promptly. Now role play. Look at the chatbot and virtual assistant. Second example. As a virtual assistant, help me schedule a meeting with the marketing team next week. Now this is something which you are asking to do, and it should do as a virtual assistant. Look at the data analysis and virtualization. Analyze the quarterly sales data and create a bar chart showing product performance. Finally, from the computer science perspective, last one, which allows code generation as well as refactoring. Generate a Python function that calculates the factorial of a number. Application for coding efficiency, learning new programming concepts, right? So what are the different kinds of prompts which are there? I'll show you some more very interesting prompts. There can be nested prompts. You ask the first question, the response comes up. You then ask the next question, then the response comes up, right? So instructional prompts are there, contextual are there, role-based, constraint prompts, creative prompts, multi-turn prompts. So there can be a funny prompt. Think that you are my XYZ course teacher. I am and please ask me questions in the exam. What kind of questions you will ask? I'm giving the previous 3 years question papers. There can be another prompt. I am a student of BTech second year CSE. This subject, my teacher has given me this assignment on this. Can you help me with this assignment? The assignment answers comes up. Then you say, can you make these answers precise because you have chosen different values of some parameters like alpha, beta, gamma? Can you choose those values? Can you make it can you introduce certain errors in this, right? So these kind of prompts students can also generate. There are constraint prompts like 50 words, 10 words, 20 words. Look at the role-based prompt. You are a cyber security expert. Explain how to prevent phishing attacks. So you need to explain. I have a presentation next week on this. Can you give me a presentation slide, an idea to prepare, right? Multi-turn prompts designed for ongoing interactive conversations with context related, right? So this is for marketing strategies. Then there are certain additional prompts which as a teacher, as a researcher, even a student can use. 0 shot, 1 shot and few shot. 0 shot means I don't have any example, but you explain me this. 1 shot is I'm giving you an example. Can you give me more? Few shot, I'm giving you multiple examples. Similarly, you translate. There can be chain of thought. Right? Look at the example. Solve this math problem and explain each step. 257 and 243. The fourth one I'm reading. There can be iterative prompts. Right? Iterative means you are refining over multiple interactions because the AI remembers your discussion. Write this explanation in simpler terms. Now make it more engaging for teenagers. Negative prompts. Describe the benefits of remote work without mentioning productivity. Right? Hybrid is also there. Using the following examples, analyze this new data step by step and summarize key findings. Prompt chaining is also there. So prompt 1 is summarize this article in 50 words. Now rewrite this in conversational tone. Conversational tone is different, right? How we are discussing the way. Turn this conversational summary into a tweet. do the tweet, right? All such things. Now, we did some discussion about prompt engineering, and we realized that asking correct questions and molding the answers into a different direction, asking specific questions so that clearer answers comes up, is also an art, and it requires thinking process. So if you are going to allow students to use generative AI when completing assignments, you may wish to have them detail that uses. How did they use it? How did they use it? Where they used it? What prompts did they use? Having students detail their AI uses when completing assignments can offer a range of benefits, both educationally and ethically. If you agree with this, then we'll allow the students to use AI. And students should also submit where, when, how it used AI, what are the prompts it submitted, how it changed the prompts so that correct answers have come up, everything of that sort. And we are saying that for the education and for the ethical AI purposes, we are allowing you to do this because it will help you learn more. So this is detailing AI uses. Now I want you to look at this slide, a very interesting slide. The slide shows us how correct prompts can help us. Is this visible? You can read the text. I hope we are on the track. Can you read this slide? This is visible? Yeah, thank you. So this slide is very interesting and also covers what I want to deliver you from the perspective of prompt engineering, right? So first prompt, I want to learn about, so you can insert topic, determine and share the 20% of the topic's lesson that are most crucial to understand the remaining 80%. How intelligent, right? So I want to learn about, let us say, political science, or maybe Indian politics, right? So determine and share the 20% of the topic's lessons that are most crucial to understand the remaining 80%. So I'm going clockwise. Improve your writing by getting feedback. So you wrote some text asking AI to correct the grammatical and spelling mistakes and offer ideas that will make my writing more clearer and concise. Can we make the ChatGPT as our intern? Third prompt, I'm writing a report on some subject. Conduct thorough research and write a comprehensive report that includes a step-by-step guide to help readers. You can insert the outcome here. Strengthen your learning. Fourth prompt, I'm learning about, let us say, data structures right now. Put my knowledge to the test by asking me a series of questions. This is very important. You can ask your students to do this. It is asking AI to ask certain questions. Provide me with better answers to close any knowledge gaps in my responses. Right? This is quick, immediate, and they can directly learn from the prompt engineering. Structured roadmap for mastery. Develop a detailed roadmap for mastering such a topic. Break it into clearly defined phase. Suppose you are preparing for exam, maybe exam of UGC, maybe any exam of GATE, right? Now you are making AI as your companion, right? So what are the steps I should, do my study, right? What are the phases? What are the intermediate skills? What are the advanced expertise, tools, resources, best practices, timelines for each phase? And AI will help. Summarize long documents, articles, this we have seen. Generate new ideas. Look at the bottom prompt. I want to insert task or goal, generate, insert desired outcome, or insert task. So I want to do a startup in the area of food, FMCG, and my goal is to become whatever you want to write. Then it can give you certain ideas, and then you can ask again another set of questions. Chain of thought. You are an expert at, let us say, biotechnology with over 11 years of experience. Advise me on some subject. Let us think step by step. Make ChatGPT a prompt generator. I would again like to request you to highly focus on this thing. Can ChatGPT generate prompts for me? Can ChatGPT generate questions for me? Yes. So I want to create effective prompts for some tasks. Generate a list of 10 detailed and creative prompt ideas that I can use to get the best results from ChatGPT. Each prompt should be specific and tailored to achieve some outcome. So you copy and paste the same thing, this topic you introduce, and it will generate the prompts which you can use on AI models to learn more things. Finally, learn any new skills. I want to learn, let us say, microbiology. Make a 30-day study schedule that will assist someone like me who is just starting to learn this skill and developing it. So very interesting. These prompts are really very interesting and help you to work closely with ChatGPT and get help from it. Coming to the last portion of my talk today, there are challenges. Students also have challenges. I did not use any AI in my assignment submission, but the teacher and AI says it is written by AI. What teacher and AI is saying this? How do you deal with it? For a teacher institution, can we rely on human or AI to detect human or AI in the assignments? Complex question. No ready answers. If there are ready answers, we should not trust them. Because if you think computationally, we are asking AI to learn human text, and we are asking AI to show whether it is human text or AI text. How is it possible? Technically speaking, this is a difficult paradigm. So there are challenges both for student, teachers, institution, courses, right? Everybody involved here. How do you deal with it? Coming to conclusive remarks, I'm not saying anything in this talk. I'm just showing you the concerns, the way things are happening, the way we are teaching, the way students are learning, the way tools are there, the way policymakers have to think, right? The way, and if it is there to help, because almost all the areas, all the job areas, all the industries are, it is inevitable, right? You cannot skip it. You need to live with it. Right? I remember I also have an interest in history of technology. So I remember when computers came first, there were challenges, right? People had resistance. I don't know whether we are successful or not today, but computers or mobile phones have become a part to part of our life. They are our assistants, real assistants. Initially, whenever a new technology comes up, there is a resistance from everybody, right? Employees, students, teachers. Resistance from the technology is common. This is our natural behavior. So what do we do? Do we need to change as teachers? AI is less, equal, better than a teacher? So I'm very careful on this statement. AI is lesser than, equal, better than a teacher? It depends how you are using resource. Sparking curiosity versus delivering content. This question is long lasting because only the student, because we are also one thing I would like to make it clear that for whole AI policy making, for everything, we ourselves are discussing, only teachers are discussing among teachers. We need to speak to the stakeholder. And who is the stakeholder? Student, alumni, their parents. Right? It's not like that we can decide everything, right? Because the most important stakeholder for a university is the student. We are second. Mentorship, facilitatorship, real world context, AI is unavoidable. So I'm taking this talk to a positive note that can we use AI as an assistant? Can we ask students to use AI? Careful ethical considerations, prompt engineering. If you don't do, they will still be using AI. Right? You can ask them. You can use their digital learning data, digital training data, or digital health report on their mobile phone. How many times they are using their mobile phone? How much time they are spending on OpenAI, ChatGPT, or Gemini? How many questions they have asked in the history? So you will see that they're filled with so many queries since morning. On the average, today's students are asking more than 20 to 50 questions or prompts in a single day. It is unavoidable, right? So with this, I stop here. I hope we made some sense. Thank you. Now let me stop the sharing, and I'm ready to take certain questions because we have 5 minutes left. See, this is mostly a discussion. I did not deliver anything. I have my learned colleagues with me, more than 140 there. I would like to listen to a few ideas which are in these directions. You have some comment, some reciprocating comment, some some opposite comment is also welcome. Right? If they are using this strategy, I'm using this strategy. Please open up. Thank you, Dr. Dinkar. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am Ucheni. Before we complete this, I recommend you to use the resources which I have shared, and because soon all the universities in the country will be framing AI policies in the research papers, thesis, student submissions, right? So we should be first checking the tools very carefully. Then only we should do anything related to, because I have seen that in Indian academia we are very particular about threshold values, right? Many conferences, many theses, many universities, they say 10% plagiarism, below 10% plagiarism, right? But if you realize that these markers do not help, these thresholds do not help, right? We need to identify what have been there in the plagiarist text, right? It might so happen that we all are working on 10%. Instead, we are not focusing on the real root cause, right, where the plagiarism is there. Similarly, in AI, see, AI is tech. If you think before 60 years, maybe a university can ask, you cannot use a computer to write your thesis. Right? Because I have heard from some very senior professors that this is the thing. People were worried about the computers. Right? Same thing may happen today. So we need to take a very judicious decision, right? Keeping all the stakeholders in, and the primary stakeholders are our students, right? Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Gaurav, for your time and delivering this wonderful lecture. I hope that you will also cooperate in our further event.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much, Professor Panda.
So we'll take a break of 5 minutes, then we'll start our next session. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Should we start?
Hello, Smarty.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah. Sorry for the delay. Yeah, please.
It's okay, sir.
Let
Please,
us
sir. Please.
start.
Okay, sir. So I would like to welcome everyone to the second session of today of this 1 week online STTP on AI for education and society. So this session is going to be taken up by Dr. Sangaratna Godbole, sir. He I would like to introduce him first. So, Dr. Sangaratna Godbole did his MTech and PhD from NIT Rourkela. He worked as a researcher in the School of Computing in National University Singapore. Then he worked as a postdoctoral research fellow in the School of Computing in National University Singapore. He joined the Department of Computer Science and Engineering in National Institute of Technology, Warangal, in June 2020, and he is currently working as an assistant professor here. He is a chairman and director of startup NIT Minor Technologies Private Limited, which he co-founded on 24th June 2022. His areas of interest are program analysis, software testing, security verification, and smart contracts. Specifically, he is working on bounded model checking, fuzzing, then dynamic symbolic executions, then mutation testing, and combinatorial testing. He is interested in using program analysis techniques to solve the problems of software testing. He is focusing on modified condition, decision coverage, short circuit multiple condition coverage, and relational operator replacement mutants. He is a team member of TracerX research group. Dr. Godbole has published his research contributions at various reputed journals and conferences. To highlight, he has published his works in journals such as Software Practices and Experiences Weekly, Computer Standard and Interfaces Elsevier, Journal of Computer Languages Elsevier, and Expert Systems with Applications Elsevier. Also, he published in core ranked conferences such as ICSE, ICST, ISSTA, FASE, ENASE, SSC, QRS, ISEC, FedC, SIS, and COMP He is a active reviewer for several reputed journals and conferences. So with this, I'd like to request sir to take up the session.
Thank you very much, Smarty, for the wonderful introduction.
Thanks.
And I would like to thank the organizers, Dr. Sanjay Kumar Panda and Dr. Manjubala BC ma'am, for inviting me in this session. So let me share my screen and just confirm me whether it is visible or not, and whether my voice is clear or not. Okay. So,
Yeah, yes, sir.
So slides are visible,
Yeah, yes, sir.
and my voice is also very clear, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So welcome everyone. Today, like I'm going to talk about large language models in education. Basically, the uses or misuses, and followed by that, I will be discussing about do's and don'ts. Okay, and my talk will be more centric towards the education, let's say society, right? And I will be also discussing about some case studies. So basically, I have been told, because we are technical people and we do come from a computer science engineering background. So usually when we deliver technical talk, so we talk about like what techniques we have proposed. But I have been told that it's supposed to be more or less toward the awareness and the education side, and there are mixed audience coming from different backgrounds, like let's say law, science, engineering, medical, etc. So I will be keeping in that mind that how we are going toward this discussion. Okay, so large language models. Okay, so first of all, uh, like you are attending this particular let's say workshop, this faculty development program. So till now at least you must have understood about AI, LLM, and the terms that like speakers are talking about, right? So this is like the era of large language models, and we are very much lucky that we are seeing the transition of before LLM era and the current and the future of LLM. Okay, so we are able to see this transition, and as we are from academic background, we are in education domain. Okay, it's quite important to understand about the, let's say, LLM, though it is like use or misuse in whatever the way, that we need to understand all these things. Okay, so my particular talk will be more or less towards like less technical, of course. Foundations of LLM, we should understand what is the process. Unless we don't believe that how this LLM works, we cannot use it. Okay, so we should not rely on something blindly. Okay, we should have some sort of faith. Whenever we have faith, when we understand the internals, may not be too much deep technical, but at least how it works, right? Then we will be discussing about educational and field-wise uses, and followed by that, be discussing about misuses and some risks or let's say ethics. Okay, followed by after discussing some case studies, there are some sort of suggestions like do's or don'ts. We will be discussing that, and key takeaways, and followed by conclusion. Okay, before everything, just I want to ask all the let's say members here, how many of you trust LLM? How many of you trust LLM? 100%. Can you answer me this? LLM trust 100%. You can type in the chat bar so that I will get some confidence. Yeah, means how many people understand. Not 100%. No, sir. Okay. Some more answers. Anybody's there who trusts 100%? Okay, so till now 3 people have responded. So we got negative answer for them, like no. Okay, good. So I was expecting that like people are not trusting 100%, and the reason is we will be discussing about that only. Why we should not trust 100%. Okay. So first, let us understand the what is LLM. Okay, and then we will see the uses. Right. So you can see the picture here. It looks like you are, let's say, half human and half machine brain. Ultimately, LLM kind of brain only for us now, right? So it has some sort of intelligence that we are expecting some task supposed to be done. Without brain, people or anything will not be able to do the task, right? Without brain or without some sort of intelligence, right? So we are assuming that LLM supposed to perform the task or answer as human. That is the expectation. Of course, it's a software, it's a machine, but that is our expectation. Otherwise, we will not ask the question, rather asking to some other human, right? But we are asking queries, we are asking tasks supposed to be done by LLM. So you see here, LLM can take voice, text, or image and then process based on the queries. Okay, and what kind of tasks it can handle? Let's say question and answers. Means you will ask some questions, LLM will answer you, right? It also can perform sentiment analysis. It also can give you some sort of image captioning. Means read the image and whatever the things are there in the image and give some sort of summary or caption. Or it can also do object recognition, etc. These are different tasks that we can do by LLM. Okay. So this is advanced artificial intelligence system based on DNN, that is deep neural network, that process, interpret, and synthesize human-like writing. Okay, human-like, not human. Okay, so we are expecting LLM should answer like a human. Okay, but LLM is not a human, so it's a very big difference. Okay, it may even do better than human sometimes based on the time efficiency, etc. But when it comes to human, okay, human has different intelligence and LLM has different intelligence. Okay, so we are expecting that LLM can answer how human can answer. Let's say if I ask some question to a human, verbal question, then human can give me some answer, and that answer may be in some other ways, maybe the textual way, some voice, some image, etc. Like that, the LLM also can perform nowadays. It can write content, it can translate languages, it can answer your queries. You ask who is the president of, let's say, USA, who is the prime minister of, let's say, India, it will answer you. And more or less, whether we really trust 100% or not, but you will get some answer. Okay, and over the period of time, LLM is becoming so popular and so accurate that answers are almost 100%. When we say almost 100%, again, it's like disclaimer whether it is correct or not, because LLM can commit mistakes. That's why our trust is not 100%. But yes, if you say 99.99% trust I am having, I can also agree with you. Yes, nowadays we can do. Okay. Understand the grammar, patterns, and context from text, among many other things. These are different tasks what LLM can do. LLM is only not doing like for some topic that you will give and give the response. No, not only that. You have a lot of different things as well. If you put some English paragraph, if you want that get it converted to Hindi, it will give you Hindi paragraph. So it can act as translator as well. Okay, and as I said that, okay, so you are going to give, let's say, 10 paragraph and you want to summarize in one paragraph the important key points, it will do for you. So this is something like what is LLM that uh, everyone see from the outside. How LLM work? Okay, so this is quite important that for everyone, even for the layman also, don't consider that why should I take care? Because I come from law, I come from science, I come from, let's say, medical. Why should I care for this computer science thing? No, you should trust what you can see and believe. Okay, so when you don't believe it, right, then you may be not in a high confidence. So to make sure that your confidence is quite high, you should know how exactly it works. Okay, so if we see this picture which shows that LLM workflow, so we supply input to a phase that is tokenization. Okay, what happened? We give, let's say, some prompt, some query, and that query has some words, right? So what it does in tokenization, it breaks the entire sentence or the paragraph into different tokens, or we can say different units. Okay, and after this tokenization, it goes to a phase that is known as processing. Okay, so what it does in processing, it transforms the that broken tokens through multiple transformer and use self-attention mechanism and feed forward network. These are different algorithms, okay, that are these are like applied to those tokens, okay, which got converted from the text. Now after processing, it gives you output. So it's an output generation, and that output is actually based on the prediction. Okay, and it is nothing but, if let's say 5 consecutive words are coming all together, so what should be the 6th one? It's a prediction. So based on the tokens, it is trying to predict the next token or next word. Okay, and once this output generation you got, and this is something like predicted tokens, token you have given to the process and you got the token. Now token actually got from the input. So you understand, right? So once you got the output generation with the tokens, that token gets de-tokenization. It means the words that you are going to, let's say, collect now, and you are going to make it a text, a human readable text, like yes, or entire paragraph. So this is known as de-tokenization. And after detokenization, it goes to a phase that is known as response phase, where it actually delivers the output to the user. So whenever you see who is the, let's say, president of USA, right? So that sentence get, let's say, split it to different tokens, and every word is getting processed, and again we get output generation of that token, process token, and then answer will be the, let's say, the president of USA is Donald Trump. Okay, so Donald Trump is actually coming as a predicted output. Okay, it's a prediction that who's supposed to be. Now, of course, it's very more accurate, more realistic answers that you are going to get, but somewhere it will be Donald Trump, answer will be president of USA current. All these words will get now become one sentence, and that sentence actually is getting as a response to the user. Okay, so I think I tried my best to explain as a layman, because people are coming from non-computer science background also. So this is quite important to understand. Okay, input, tokenization, processing, output generation, detokenization, and response. This is the only, and of course the details are very computer science thing, maybe not required for us. Okay, so as I said, tokenization, it's a let's say words or fragments of words are called tokens, and they break up into small different pieces, representing the numbers. Computer can understand tokens by turning them into different numbers. Now processing of those contexts, let's say the model use attention mechanism to figure out how words fit together in a sentence. Okay, so of course every time what we are looking for, the task or the answers that we are looking from the LLM, it's nothing but the prediction of a different word. Okay, so here the model uses probability kind of what's supposed to be the next one, and based on that only it is giving you the entire text. For making text, words that are predicted are added one at a time to make whole response. So final answer that you are going to get has so many of different steps that we have seen just now. Okay, so LLMs generate language by prediction, not by understanding. So if you feel that answer that you are going to get is based on LLM understand as human, answer is no. LLM can predict, okay, based on the analysis, but if you feel that how human understand, it may not. Okay, but yes, you may you may try to tell LLM, consider you as a researcher, consider you as a doctor, consider you as a student. Then that kind of analysis LLM may understand or may analyze. Okay, but if we feel that the way how I'm telling, LLM will understand, it's not correct. Okay. So one more point. How many of you were aware about LLM before 2-3 years? How many of you? Let me ask this question. Can I get some answers? How many of you were aware that you were knowing about this LLM stuff 2-3 years back? No, no, no. This is the honest answer. Very good. Very good. But you know, LLM is not a new technique. It's there since 1 decade or more than that. Okay. It's not new. Okay. So, who are coming from machine learning, deep neural network, for them it's not new. Okay. For people who are non-machine learning and non-DNN kind of people, okay, who are not researching in that, for them it is new. Okay, but what is the power? Power, of course, is with technique, but beyond that, the power is with respect to the product. Everyone now supposed to agree with me. When ChatGPT came into the picture, right, then people understand about LLM. Okay, but what is a ChatGPT? ChatGPT is nothing but a product by OpenAI. It brought the revolutionary, let's say, movement. Okay, because before that, people were not aware. Who are researching in ML, they knew about these things, right? Maybe in some different words. Let's say there are several algorithms, BERT, COBERT, etc. Those are also prediction models only, right? But this product came as a a software which helps to use LLM. So usability, products are more powerful. Technique is powerful, but a technique, when it becomes a product, that makes the revolution. Okay, and this is what we are seeing actually in this our current age. ChatGPT by OpenAI has changed the world. Okay, everyone understand now who know about some, let's say, techniques, they are using it. Okay, Gemini by Google, Claude by Anthropic, Copilot by Microsoft, Llama by Meta. These are giant IT companies, okay, and they have their own LLMs. Okay. Right hand side, you can see there are some more companies that also have LLM models now. There are so many models now in the picture. So there is one DeepSeek also from let's say from China, that is very much powerful. Okay, so why it is coming as let's say so much of use or so much of attention? Because of the productization of such technique. Okay, so these are some LLM models. Okay, now coming to now coming to the point that we understood about why, how, etc. on the LLM. But when it comes to education, okay, why it is so important, why it matters now. Okay, so you can see my first point here. Even we will stop our students to use LLM, still they will use. Okay, we will say don't use ChatGPT, don't use any other tool to use for your curriculum or academic activities, still they will use. Okay, so we cannot stop them now. That's the main point. Okay, so you can see that LLMs are important in education today because students are already utilizing AI. It means we cannot stop them and it is there. Okay, whether they are told to or not. Even I will say no, don't use, but still they will use. Okay. Now the point is, whatever the resources now we have, how we should adopt it, in what way we should adopt it, that is more concern. Rather saying no, we should say how. That is why we should have LLMs in education, and this discussion should be there. That how exactly LLM supposed to be in the education society. So these technologies are altering the way students learn, write, and revise by giving them targeted help and easy explanation of difficult ideas. So see, sometimes what happens, there are 2-3 paragraphs written in the textbook. Okay. And sometimes different authors and different books explain in some different way. Okay. So LLM can help to understand in some easy language, which student can prefer. You see how this can break the barrier also. Okay, assume that you are, let's say, some student maybe from state government. Okay, and you may not have all the books in your regional language, but the student may understand your regional language. What is more important, language is important or getting the concept is important? So getting concept is more important than focusing on the language, right? So assume that the student is trying to understand some physics concept and law, right? Now what a student can do, he can use LLM by saying that this is the law written in the book, I want to understand in my language, and can you please describe and step by step explain me? LLM will help you. This is a very good use actually. Okay, they also help students to get around language and accessibility issue, and they have an effort on how tests are given and how honest students are. Okay, so here, like if students will use in very honesty, okay, and they want to use in a very good way, then definitely LLM can be very good. Okay, and it's supposed to be in the education sector as well. Okay, so it is quite important for everyone now, right? Like how responsibly we have to use it. Knowing how to ask AI question, check its answer, and utilize it responsibly is now making AI literacy an essential part of modern education. As I said, that you cannot get rid of AI or LLM. It is already in the picture. Okay, and rather stopping students, okay, or rather disallowing them to not to use, we should teach them that how to use. That is quite important. Okay, check the answer. What happens, you should not blindly let's say take it. Okay, otherwise it will be like a blind faith. For example, first question I asked to everyone, that how many of you trust ALLM, right? So what everyone say, not 100%. Okay, so that's fair enough. So you want to first make a trust, or whatever the answer you are going to get, so that's supposed to be verified, validated, then you adopt it. See, you know that what you are looking for. Okay, so you need to just validate. If everything is very new, you may not be able to trust it, but still you need to check from some different sources. Checking answer is quite important, and that we need to tell to students that why you need to check the answer. Assume that if I write who is the president of let's say USA, and still it gives you that Joe Biden is the president. Okay, so what is missing there? You have not written who is the current president of USA. You have not written the current word. That's why LLM has not understood whether you are asking current or whether you are asking old or whether you are asking future. LLM understood some sentence, tokenized, and then LLM found that Joy Biden is the, let's say, president, and printed the answer. So as per LLM, LLM is correct because Joy Biden should be the answer. Okay, that is also not wrong, but you are looking for correct. So the point here is how you are asking LLM, that what question you are asking LLM. That is what the main thing. If you are writing some prompt which is incomplete or which is wrong, so you may not expect accurate answers. Okay, that's the main thing that AI literacy is supposed to also come into the picture nowadays, right? You should teach LLM in the, let's say, school. You should teach LLM in the colleges, so that how supposed to be used. Okay, and what are different uses. So now students, if students are not wrong if they treat LLM as a learning tool. Okay, it's always good. Okay, let's say LLMs work like personal tutor who are available 24/7 and give explanation that are just right for each student's learning style and speed. Assume that student treats LLM as their teacher or their tutor. Okay, assume that they really have teachers, they really have tutor instructors, but everyone is not available 24/7. Okay, but urgently, immediately, if a student want to clarify some theorem, some law, and some let's say concept, they cannot immediately ask to the teacher. They need to wait for at least a day. It's a waste of time, right? But the same thing, the way how teacher can explain in some easy language, the LLM can do, and that becomes urgent and immediate access of the tutor. 24/7. Whenever student want, they can use it. Okay, they can turn complicated academic or medical language into simpler words and examples that people can understand. Okay, so more or less it's like more explanation. Okay, more explanation in easy language. Okay, so it's quite good for a student that if they are able to get concept clarified in easy language, so their job is done. Okay, for that reason, if LLM as treated as like learning tool, it's very good. Okay, LLM can be a teacher, LLM can be a tutor, can be an instructor, and students are understanding. That's good. LLM can help with exam preparation and revision. Okay, we are observing our students, they are preparing for mid-sem, end-sem, etc. They use LLM. Okay, but the point here, in what way they are using is quite important. Okay, we need to see that whether they're checking the answers, etc. or not, in what way they are using, that is quite more important. So that responsibility is supposed to come, and this awareness supposed to come. That's why we are discussing about LLM in education. Instead of just offering answers, LLM help the student solve problem step by step or point out flaws in their own logic. Sometimes you see the textbook or any other books, right? Sometimes the explanation may be very abstract, not in detail. Okay, but LLM has that capability to explain the problem or answers, etc., in more detailed manner and more easy manner, and repetitively you can ask also if any counter let's say counter questions you have, that also LLM will be able to answer. Okay, so they make it safe for students to say they don't understand or ask simple question over and over again without fear and being judged. Let's say students ask me, as I'm teacher, and the student asks me, okay, some question. Assume that if I'm not, excuse me. Sorry. Assume that, let's say, if students are asking me some question, okay, and as a teacher, if I'm not able to answer it, so it's a bad impression on me and bad impression on students also, because I should be able to answer them, right? That is what the trust is. Means students trust teachers, that at least teacher may know about. Maybe not 100%, because everything cannot be understood for the human being, right? But if some subject specialist is there, and it is expected that the teacher can answer, right? So the point is, teacher may be able to judge, or student may be able to judge student. Sorry, student may judge teacher. So teacher may feel embarrassed. Okay, that is possible. But here this point says that LLM will never embarrass. Okay, because if you are asking some question to LLM, and if LLM is not understanding or not able to analyze, then that let's say that will respond you as a, like, kindly ask in simple questions, simple words. Okay. So use of LLM by school students. Okay. Now let us understand different sectors of let's say people in education. Okay. So right from school. Okay. Like primary, secondary, till grade 12. Let's say. Okay. School students. Now LLM in this era, students supposed to be able to access the LLM, right? So there's no doubt. It's just like students are able to use internet and they can Google, so they can do tech, right? The point here is LLMs can help students in school by assisting them to understand tough ideas, go over lessons again, and do practice question at their own pace. Okay, you see the era of 90s. I hope everyone maybe 30 plus here. Okay, you see the era of 90s, during that time or before that. Okay, so there were textbooks. Okay, based on textbook only, we need to understand the things. Now, even internet also was not there that time. Forget about LLM. Even internet was also not there during that time, during our school time. Okay, even it was there, it was not heavily used. Okay, it was not door to door. Okay, of course, after 2005 and 2010, internet is everywhere. Means everyone has smartphone and they are able to access internet, etc. Right? So this is quite a different ages we are living in. Okay, so we can look back our school time, what facilities, what resources were not there. Now, if someone says that school children cannot use internet, that's not correct, right? Everyone now is able to access it, and they can use internet, Google search, and they can learn a lot of things. Even in YouTube also, people are now following some channels, and they are able to clarify their doubts. Okay, they have so many of resources, online resources, they're able to clarify. On top of it, LLM is coming on the picture. LLM is helping you to, let's say, go plus one step. Okay, so what exactly internet is doing for a student? Okay, solving the problem. You are going to, like, students are going to use it in a, let's say, fruitful way. That is what internet supposed to mean for, and now it is LLM. This is the era of LLM. You can use them to explain things in easy terms, get better at writing and grammar, and clear up questions when you are not in class. Okay, so assume that if some student is writing some English sentence, unless English teacher will correct it, student will not understand that whether the sentence is correct or not. So this is quite important, that it is quite important that if there is a sentence and a tool is helping you to correct that sentence, and student is also learning, so it's very important. To make sure that AI does not take over learning and thinking, responsible direction is needed. So see, my main point is the, let's say, cognitive system. Okay, so people should not lose that skills, cognitive skill. If you are really applying your brain, right, and you are solving some things without any help of anything, then your practice, your skills are getting sharper. For example, if someone says that 17 plus 17 plus 17, now this is the answer quickly. Of course, that person has good calculation, good in maths, because it does not require calculator. You know what is the problem? See, in 19, I think 1920 or before that, I saw some online post that when calculator got, let's say, launched, okay, calculator, normal calculator, plus minus, then mathematic teachers, they protested that no, this is not good. Okay, and their point was calculator should not be used for mathematics. Okay, and that was their protest. Mathematics supposed to be done manually only. Okay, but reality is something different. Whether it is let's say scientific calculator, normal calculator, but you see the use, it is used widely everywhere. Calculator is being used. But what happened, those teachers in 1920, right, almost 100 years before, they protested for one reason, and the reason was that it will weaken the let's say skill of human. Okay, and I'm not sure whether you agree with me or not, but answer from my side, it is yes. It has weakened the, let's say, mathematical skill by the, at least I can say calculation skill for the human, because it has lowered down our confidence of calculation. How many of you really use calculation for small calculation also? Can you please be honest and say yes or no? We are now addicted with the calculator. How many of you use calculator for very easy calculation also? We do use, right? Somebody written 3 digit. And I actually use for single digit also sometime. Okay, 1 plus 1, whether it is 2 or not. Okay, that is also there now along with us, right? So the point here, even you can do three digit plus 3 digit sum also. Okay, you can do that, but still you want to double check and cross check. Okay, of course, it does not mean that we got weakened with the mathematics, or we are not scientific people, etc. No, it's not like that. The point is, we have replaced our calculation by brain with the calculator. It's a replacement because we got the facility, we are using it. If it is not there, then we bound it to do by our let's say brain only, right? And we should be able to get the answer. But now we have the substitute, and we substituted actually, and this is the problem. So remember, 100 years before, those professors, those teachers, they were worried about this thing, and this is actually happening after 100 years. And this is actually year by year, day by day got degraded. Even I remember my maths teacher and my mechanics teacher from my engineering college. Okay, he was not using calculator. By brain, he was using the calculation, and he used to write, okay, this is answer. You use your calculator to tally his manual calculation. That much confidence my teacher has actually. I'm talking about 2010. Okay, so it must be before that, 1980s, you can understand. So old people, they were not that much of rely on such facility. But we people, like modern people, who like, after 90s or 2000, we are completely dependent on some of the equipments. Okay, and we are thinking equipment is a substitute to our let's say skills, so which is wrong. Okay, so here we have to tell to our students that uh, you use AI. Okay, so no problem in that, but you should only use them to help you learn, and not to write answer for test or turning. Don't directly use it. Okay, you just see it, understand it, and let's say write in your own way. That is quite important. Okay, so that will become a kind of good use. Okay, let us understand LLMs in engineering and technical education. Okay, so here we will see that how exactly engineering problems can be solved with respect to let's say LLM. So engineering students have several let's say several subjects. Okay, and those subjects can be very complicated. They may have some sort of system design. Okay, so with respect to complex system, complex idea, okay, and this is not very easy understanding. For that, definitely LLM will be helpful. Okay, and it's engineering and technical education. Okay, so they help with coding. I'm not sure how many of you are from computer science background, but now every student, every programmer, they are using LLM for at least code generation. They are using. People will say, no, 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 I'm not using, etc., etc. No, some part, at least 5%, 10%, they may be using. At least they may be writing, and if they get stuck, you get some errors, at least they are using LLM to fix it. But they are using now. Okay. So definitely it is going to be 90 to 95% people are using LLM for code generation, fixing bugs. Okay. And of course, there are so many new computer languages, etc. people are using. So it's not only I'm talking about the computer science, rather mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, okay, civil engineering, everywhere now definitely LLM can be useful. Okay, because it has some understanding that what kind of questions you ask, it will give answer. Okay, and day by day, your LLM versions are getting more powerful. Okay, so well, students should be careful while using LLM, because relying on them too much often can make it harder for them to solve the problem and lose their basic technical ability if they cease practicing on their own. You understand now? Calculator. Assume that calculator and LLM both are same. Assume that. Okay? Both are our equipment. The way how we substituted our calculator, okay, with our calculation skill, the worry of 100 years before, those professors, right, they were worried. Now we can worry. We can worry for our generation after, let's say, 10 or 20 years. Think of it. Okay, now some people may be against LLM, some people may be in favor of LLM, does not matter. But what will happen after 2-3 decades? People may lose their ability, people may lose their confidence if still they are using it and without let's say verification, and if they're completely relying on it, then definitely they may be in the bad situation. Okay, of course, for us like who are 30-40 years plus, right, for them definitely it may not bring lot of problems, but it may bring problem for the school children, and let's say who are learning engineering, for them for their entire career. So this, skill hamper should not happen, their ability hamper should not happen. Okay, it should not be the case that for every easy scenario also you are invoking LLM. The way I'm saying 1+1, I'm using my mobile, okay, for the calculation. Okay, so that situation should not arise. That's why we have to train to our students who are, let's say, in engineering or technical education. If you have some mathematical thing, okay, kindly solve by your own. Mathematics is such a subject, n number of problem you solve, that much time you are going to sharpen your skill, mathematics skill. Okay, if you think that okay, for one technique you have solved one numerical, and second numerical you will be able to solve, answer is no. And definitely during our school time, our engineering time, people must have faced this problem. There's a technique, you solve one numerical and you say that okay, I will be able to solve the another one, and then you are not able to do. But if you solve 10 problems similar, okay, then 11th problem if you have not solved, still you will have the confidence to solve that 11th problem as well. That's the mathematics, that's mechanics, that's some other subjects that we are looking for in engineering or technical education. Okay, coming to the research and academic practice, I'm not sure how many of you are researcher in this session out of 150 people, but some of may be a researcher. What is the main issue at the moment that what we are looking is a serious misconduct of LLM. Okay, misconduct in research by using LLM. People are simply copy paste and they're publishing the papers, etc., doing the research, which is not at all ethical. Okay, you can use LLM in some controlled way. It has also some rules how you should use it. That's why this is also kind of awareness in the education sector where research is going on, where academic practices are there. Okay, so LLMs help researchers understand large amount of literature summaries, research papers, and find main ideas that run through many studies. Assume that in ChatGPT I will upload 5 papers. Okay, and then I want that LLM should answer me in 5 different paragraphs about those 5 papers. Let's say this is the task. LLM will be able to do. Yes, no problem. LLM will be able to do. Now, those 5 paragraphs you are keeping in your paper as literature survey. Okay, is it good? Have you really read that paper? You have not read. LLM has read. So LLM is doing LLM is doing the work. What you are doing, you're supposed to write a paper. It's a human paper, but you are not writing. It is someone is writing. So it's same as there are 2 humans, human A and human B. Now, human A is reading the paper and written 5 paragraphs, and human B is claiming that this 5 paragraphs written by me, I read the paper and I am publishing it. Is it ethical? Is it not cheating? The same way, if LLM is considered as like human, LLM read the paper and LLM, with director, no? Yeah. Can you please go and message me because session is there. As soon as director sir will come, I will rush and come. He's already there? Director sir. Just a minute. Yeah, sorry. So so the same way, like LLM also has written, let's say LLM also has written, let's say some content by reading the paper, and after that you are claiming it that it has to be, let's say my content, which is wrong. Okay, so you are stealing the work done by LLM. Okay, so that is what I need to tell, that if LLM is doing something, you use it, you understand what it means, and then again go and read those 5 papers. There is nothing wrong, but you can understand, you can get some let's say ignition that what's supposed to be there in simple language. But it does not mean that you will not read those papers. People are doing this, people are summarizing it and they are using in their papers, which is wrong. They help make study questions better, method clearer, and academic writing and structure better. LLMs can help you come up with thoughts and put them in the order. So see, there are these uses. Okay, there's nothing wrong in summarizing the things. Let's say if you want to understand something, okay, and you feel that okay, it's becoming so let's say lengthy, and you want to understand in a good way, that actually you can do. Okay, but directly copy pasting should not be done. So let's say all outputs must, however, be carefully looked over and properly cited and used as aids rather than as primary source for a new study or analysis. This is not a new study that you are claiming for. This is LLM's understanding, LLM's reasoning that you are looking. Okay, it does not mean that you will adopt it or you will follow it. You can learn from that whether it is okay or not. There may be 100% not okay, maybe 90% okay, but you cannot claim it. That is the main thing. So for the research and academic practice, that you have to be little careful. Next, in the medical education, now it is very serious. When it comes to medical, human lives are involved. So LLMs help medical education by breaking down difficult topics like pathology, medicine, anatomy, and physiology, so that student can understand them better. You see now, a lot of medical things are there, right? So when medical comes in the picture, we need to be very serious about it, because whatever we do is definitely risky and critical. So they help with learning medical ideas through case studies, reviewing them, and figuring out what they mean, especially when studying on your own. Some terms, let's say if I say paracetamol, okay, what paracetamol does, some information may come, I will just adopt it, I will understand, I will even check the, let's say, I will check with the, let's say, link also, source also, and then I will understand, yeah, paracetamol does this thing. Okay, so till that point is fine. But if you start substituting it, if you start depending on the LLM for everything, that's not good. It is very important. Remember that LLM should only be used for educational purpose. Means you are learning it. Okay, learning may be rectified and may be fixed with some other sources. Okay, but it should not be used for clinical diagnosis. It should not be used for treatment of the patient, or should not like patient data handling should not also happen. Okay, in medical training, moral duty, good judgment, and supervision are still very important. Moral duty. What is moral? You need to check the patient. Every situation is different. Every case, every patient is different. They have different stories. Okay, so you may learn medical things from the LLM, but you cannot use to treat or do diagnosis using LLM. It's very, very dangerous. Okay, so sometimes what I have heard also, like who have degrees of doctor, but they are not in good practice, maybe in the village sections. Okay, so they use Google. Okay, so based on that they write and they give the prescription. Okay, so at least I should say Google search is better, because Google will give the page where it is written or etc. At least that is better. But if you use LLM output and prescribe some medicine, and as LLM can hallucinate or give some wrong information, okay, that may be very risky and very difficult for the patient. So you have not done moral work, your judgment is wrong, okay, and supervision is not at all there. And these keywords are quite important for the medical education. LLMs in law and legal services. So in the legal field, LLMs are utilized to help with legal research, read legal papers, and summarize case law. So if you want to use LLM for some sort of, let's say, legal aspect, it is used. So maybe some law people are here, right? So law people can actually understand that if you give some case to the LLM can summarize and can suggest some sections, etc. That is possible. But further, you require to apply your brain that really this section, this law is supposed to be applied. That is very important. But all legal outputs need to be looked at very carefully, because LLMs can take the place of legal knowledge or professional judgment. Okay, it cannot. Means LLM cannot be a judge. LLM cannot be a lawyer. LLM does not have the judgment capability. LLM is predicting based on the case, what section, what what IPCs can be applied. Okay, now it is BNS, right? LLMs in business and management. So see, when we talk about business or management, so money is involved, right? So definitely how you are going to manage entire company or any organization or make the deal. So that also you can do with the LLM. Okay, so maybe email writing, report writing, proposals, PPT, etc. You can take the use of LLM. This is okay, but again, very careful. Okay, it's supposed not to write something different which makes some different sense. Okay, so you use it and you fix it. So every time when you use LLM, any domain, validation by human is at all required. Okay, so sensitive business strategies or confidential information must not be shared. Let's say you're talking about some new release, new idea, and if you put it in the chat, let's say chat GPT or Gemini, you are actually sharing your sensitive data, sensitive ideas to the public. Okay, because that also can be taken and stored in some server. So that kind of thing also happen. So we have to be little careful when we are doing business and management. And as you are part of business and you have signed NDA, non-disclosure agreement, right? But this may also come your violation of NDA. Okay, so you have to be little careful. Sometimes you commit some mistake without knowing that, okay, whether I should do this or not. Okay, LLMs in finance and banking. So explain complicated financial ideas and report. So if you want to understand about the trade or etc.,